Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and these are the top stories we have for you tonight. The DOH fogs for dengue control. Troop 227 returns home to St. Croix, and a day of caring is tomorrow. These stories and more are up next on News Channel 8.
News Channel 8 is sponsored by AT&T. Centennial is joining AT&T for greater coverage, more innovation, and better service.
In our top story tonight, Health Commissioner Julia Sheen earlier this week announced that the Department of Environmental Health Division will conduct fogging this week in the aftermath of increased rains territory-wide. The department routinely fogs following heavy rains because of the inherent increase in the mosquito population and to help lower the risk of dengue fever and other mosquito-borne illnesses. Sheen said residents should understand that fogging alone does not kill off the mosquitoes that transmit dengue. Moreover, fogging too soon following rains is ineffective as mosquitoes lie their eggs in a stagnant water area, and it can take as much as 2 weeks of gestation to hatch. The fogging will be continuing into next week territory-wide. Some of the areas have already been covered. On St. Croix, tonight between 6 and 9 p.m. Friday, August 6th, they'll be fogging Montbijou, Glen, Castle Burke, St. George, Grove Place, Upper Love, Lower Love, and Calcahoon. And on Monday, August 9th, between 6 and 9 p.m. on St. Thomas in the Content area, Lindbergh Bay, Megan's Bay, Cokie Point, Nazareth, Smith Bay, Anna's Retreat, Balvenie, Valongo Bay, and Nadar Hill. And on Wednesday, August 11th, St. John will be covered between 6 and 9 p.m., Cruz Bay and Coral Bay. Additional schedules will follow throughout the hurricane season, which will end on November 30th. And Commissioner Sheen also reminds healthcare providers that dengue fever is a reportable disease and that all medical agencies, clinics, and private physicians territory-wide are required to report any such cases to the Department of Health. Residents with asthma and other respiratory problems or individuals with compromised immune systems are urged to take the necessary precautions in such cases as keeping windows closed to ensure that the health is not compromised when fogging is conducted in their neighborhood area. And the year 2010 marks the centennial for the Boy Scouts of America, and Troop 227 of the Virgin Islands reported to Virginia to participate in the traditional 4-year jamboree. But this year was a special one due to the American institution turning 100 years old. I got the opportunity to meet and greet Troop 227 at the Henry Rolson Airport as they conducted their parade. Let's take a look.
Representing St. Croix, representing the Virgin Islands Council of the Boy Scouts of America, the winner out of 39 troops of the Honor Troop Award for the National Jamboree, Subcamp 2. Congratulations. Matthew Edwards of Troop 229.
Yes, sir.
And welcome home. Welcome back to the VI. How was your trip?
It was great. It was an honor to be representing St. Croix and our troop.
All right. And what kind of events did you have?
We had all kinds of scouting events, including like lashings, outdoor events. We had running events. We had different COPE events, confidence challenges. That's about it.
All right, well, we're here with Troop 229. We're welcoming back to the Virgin Islands, and they've been on a jamboree, but this jamboree was a particularly special one because this year the worldwide institution of the Boy Scouts made its centennial mark. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir. The Boy Scouts of America.
How is that feeling?
Great.
All right. Now, did you get to meet with troops from around the world, or was this concentrated on just American troops?
It was mostly American troops, but part of it was other troops from around the world.
Welcome home, Troop 227. And now let's take a look at your Caribbean report for tonight. CARICOM's Edwin Carrington, the Secretary General of the Caribbean Community CARICOM, who has announced his retirement. Mr. Carrington announced on Wednesday that he was leaving the job after 18 years at the end of the year. Mr. Carrington was said to be under some pressure to demit office and allow fresh blood to oversee the operations of the struggling integration movement. He presided over some important developments, including the startup of the fleeting single market. The Prime Minister of Belize, Dean Barrow, paid his tributes, stating that the outgoing Secretary General had given outstanding service to the community and was a special friend of Belize. And in Barbados, the Barbados government has announced it will ban smoking in public places starting October 1st. The Minister of Health, Donville Innes, called the move a bold step towards protecting citizens from the harmful effects of tobacco smoke. He said legislation to effect the ban will be taken to Parliament shortly. Perpetrators of buildings who allow people to smoke on the premises after October 1st will be fined a maximum of $2,500 and serve up to 12 months in prison or both. Private individuals who breach the law will be fined up to $250 or 12 months in prison or both. And in Antigua and Barbuda, Prime Minister Baldwin Spencer has recalled his ambassador to Cuba, Bruce Goodwin, to replace the suspended chairman of the country's Electoral Commission. Mr. Goldwyn, a former deputy chairman, is one of the two nominees the Prime Minister has selected to fill the position left vacant by the suspension of the chairman, Gerald Watt, and another member who resigned in April. Mr. Watt and two opposition members are awaiting the hearing of a tribunal in the conduct of the general elections in March of last year. Opposition leader Lester Bird, who has complained about the suspension, has appointed a clergyman and a teacher as his replacements. And finally, another story out of Barbados. The mother of a British soldier killed in Afghanistan put a message in a bottle as a tribute to her dead son while in Barbados, and it was found by an oil spill worker in the U.S. Sarah Adams was on a Christmas holiday when she wrote a message about her 21-year-old son, Private James Prosser, who was killed by a roadside bomb. According to the Wales News Service, she threw it into the sea, and after floating about 1,300 miles, it was fished out of the water by a worker cleaning up the oil leak from BP's pipeline in the Gulf of Mexico. The family went to Barbados on holiday because they could not face the traditional Christmas at home without their son, James.